Good day! We are the Power Puff 4 and are proud to present to you our tutorial videos for our project in Platform and Technologies.
Students nowadays are having a hard time coping up with the new normal of blended learning. So we created this video of ours to help students prosper their knowledge in the different fields of information technology, especially the four pillars of object-oriented programming. Let's get started.
Hi, I am Richard Aquino and I'll be introducing you Java Development Kit or JDK, how to install it on your Windows PC and how to make a program using Abstraction.
I'm Oliver Rocafor, and I'll be the one to introduce you to Netbeans, how to install it on your PC, and how to make a program using inheritance.
I am Jenelyn Hasad, and when your Netbeans IDE installed, I'll be the one to teach you on how to make a program using Encapsulation.
And lastly, I'm Ericsson Ira, and I'll be teaching you on how to create a program using polymorphism. Tara na, and let's begin.
Hello everyone, I am Richard Aquino and I will introduce you to Java Development Kit or JDK and how to install it in your Windows PC. So first step is run natin ang command prompt. Tingnan muna natin kung naka-install na ang JDK sa inyong Windows PC. So type natin ang Java C, then enter. So mababasa natin dito, Java C is not recognized as an internal or external command. Ibig sabihin nito is wala pang naka-install na Java Development Kit sa inyong Windows PC. So exit lang natin to. Open tayo ng ating browser. Then search natin ang JDK. So makikita natin dito yung mga search result for JDK. So meron ditong what is JDK used for? So basahin natin. The Java Development Kit JDK is a software development environment that offers a collection of tools and libraries necessary for developing Java applications. You need the JDK to convert your source code into a format that the Java runtime environment can execute. So, ang JDK daw is kailangan para yung ating mga source code is magagamit natin sa ating mga IDE. So, nire-require ng ibang IDE nire-require talaga ng IDE ang JDK para mag-run. So, punta tayo dito sa first search result para click natin to para i-download na natin ang ating JDK. So, makikita natin dito is JDK download and documentation download. So, punta tayo sa JDK download. Makikita natin Java SE Development Kit 15 download. So, version 15 ang pinaka-updated ngayon na version ng ating JDK. So, punta tayo dito sa baba, scroll natin. Makikita natin dito yung mga iba't ibang files para sa iba't ibang operating system. May para sa Linux, may para sa Mac OS, meron ding para sa Windows. So, ang ating i-download is itong para sa Windows. JDK 15 Windows times X bin executable file. So, click lang natin to para mag-start ang download. Check natin to. Then, download. So, makikita natin na mag-start na ang download. So, hintayin lang natin na matapos ang download. Pero, nag-download na ako na kanina para hindi na tayo maghintay. So, pag natapos ang download, click lang natin to para mag-execute. Yan. So, lalabas to, Windows Store, preparing to install. Yan. So, welcome to installation. So, next. Click next. Then, Java. Dito yung file kung saan mag-install yung ating JDK. So, yan lang. Huwag na natin papalitan. Default na lang. So, next. Then, magkakaroon tayo dito ng progress bar. Hintayin lang nating mapuno ang progress bar natin. Then, pagkatapos mapuno yung ating progress bar, ito ang lalabas. So, papakita nila dyan na Java Development Kit 15 is successfully installed. So, na-install na natin ang JDK sa ating PC. Close na natin to. So, pagkatapos nating install ang ating JDK, next nating gagawin is mag-set up ng environment variables para sa ating Java para ma-recognize ng command prompt ang ating Java. So, para gawin yon, punta muna tayo sa file kung saan nag-install yung ating JDK. So, drive C, this PC, drive C. Then, punta tayo sa program files. Then, Java, JDK. So, punta tayo hanggang dito sa bin. Copy natin itong path niya. Then, exit lang natin. Right-click sa Windows icon, then System. After that, punta tayo dito sa Advanced System Settings. So, punta tayo sa Environment Variables. So, makikita natin dito na meron tayong dalawang variables, environment variables para sa user and para sa system. So, punta tayo dito sa System Variables, sa Path. Double-click natin to. Then, New. Then, i-paste natin yung kinapi nating path nung pinag-installan natin ng JDK. Then, okay. So, meron na tayong path para sa ating bagong system variables. Then, so, after natin makakreate ng bagong path, gagawa tayo ng bagong system variables na tatawagin natin Java Home. So, new. Type lang natin ang Java _home, all capital. Then, para sa ating variable value, bumalik ulit tayo dun sa pinag-installan natin. This PC, then program files, then Java, JDK. Pero hindi na natin pupuntahan ang bin. So, hanggang JDK version lang. Tapos, i-copy ulit natin itong path. Then, exit natin. I-paste natin sa variable value. Then, okay. So, yan. Makikita natin na may bago na tayong system variables na Java Home. Then, okay. Exit lang natin to. Exit natin to. Then, check natin kung naayos ba natin yung installation tapos na-set up ba natin ng maayos yung JDK by running ulit ang command prompt and executing Java C -version. So, makikita natin na nabasa na ng command prompt yung ating command. So, Java C version natin is 15.0.1. So, kung gusto din natin makita ang ating Java version, type natin ang Java -version, then enter. So, makikita natin dyan ang ating Java version is 15.0.1. Then, kapag maayos ang ating installation, automatic din na mag-i-install ang ating Java runtime environment, which ang version is 15 din. Then, ang ating Java hotspot. So, yun lang. Successful nating na-install ang ating JDK sa ating Windows PC. And next, tuturo naman ni Oliver kung paano i-install ang Netbeans at paano ito i-set up.
Hello everyone, I'm Oliver Rocafor, and now I'm going to teach you on how to download and install Netbeans IDE. So, ano nga ba ito Netbeans IDE? Netbeans is an integrated development environment, or IDE, that lets you quickly and easily develop Java desktop, mobile, and web applications, as well as HTML5 applications with HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. The IDE also provides a great set of tools for PHP and C++ developers. Apache Netbeans is free and an open source and is governed by the Apache Software Foundation. So wag na natin patagalin at punta tayo sa inyong paboritong browser. I-type natin ang Netbeans. Ayan. So ang unang link na lalabas which is here ay galing mismo sa netbeans.org. So i-click natin itong link. At once na nabuksan mo ang website, makikita mo agad may download button sa kanan. So, i-click natin itong button. Tapos, ila-direct na tayo rito sa URL na ito, which is netbeans.apache.org/download. Now, dito sa Apache Downloads, makikita natin na may dalawang versions ng Netbeans available sa oras na ginawa itong video. Ang unang option ay ang Apache Netbeans 12 Feature Update 1. At ang pangalawa naman ay ang Apache Netbeans 12 LTS. Ang ibig sabihin ng LTS ay ang long-term support. So, ang dina-download natin ay ang LTS version. Bakit ko nga ba nire-recommend ang LTS version? Kasi ang LTS version, may product lifecycle management policy siya na kung saan ang isang stable release ng software ng computer ay pinapanatili niya para sa isang mas matagal na panahon kaysa sa karaniwang edisyon. So, pag pindot natin itong download button, pupunta tayo rito sa kabilang page na nakalagay downloading Apache Netbeans 12. So, scroll down tayo at makikita natin ng tatlong options dito. Una ay ang binaries, pangalawang source, at pangatlo ang installers. So, medyo malaki. So, ang pipiliin natin ay ang incubating network, which is yung binary. So, pipiliin natin itong zip file ng binaries. Ayan. So, pagpapindot natin ito, pindutin natin itong zip file at mapupunta tayo rito sa bagong site at pipindutin natin itong link na nasa pinakang una at mag-i-start na ang ating download. Ayan, na naka-zip file. So, medyo malaki itong file. Nasa 357 MB. So, matatagalan tayo. Kaya, ikakat ko na lang itong video.
Meanwhile,
So, ayun. After a while, tignan po tayo natin ngayon sa downloads. At ito ang itsura ng zip file niya. So, kailangan natin siyang i-extract. Extract files here.
a few moments later.
So now itong zip file ay na-extract na natin in the form of this folder. So bubuksan natin itong folder at makikita natin ang mga Java related folders natin. So babalik tayo rito sa ating folder na downloads at i-copy natin ito. Then i-paste natin sa ating local disk C, sa ating C drive. And this will take a while.
Meanwhile,
So after na natin ma-copy and paste to our C drive ang Netbeans folder, now i-open natin ulit ang Netbeans folder at ang bin folder. And then makikita natin ang dalawang executable files. Ang una ay ang Netbeans at ang pangalawa ay ang Netbeans 64. So, kailangan lang natin i-run itong executable file na Netbeans 64 para sa 64-bit na operating system. So, i-double click na natin. Ayan. So, makikita natin na nag-start na.
eventually,
Ayan, so tapos na ang ating pag-install guys ng ating Netbeans IDE sa aking Windows PC. So kung mapapansin ninyo na updated na rin siya at nandito na rin ang mga dati kong ginawa sa Netbeans IDE noon. At napin ko na rin siya sa aking taskbar at nilagay ko na rin siya sa aking desktop. So maraming salamat guys sa inyong pakikinig and see See you later sa pagturo ko mamaya sa inheritance. At kung may tanong man kayo, leave a comment below. See you later!
The four fundamental concepts in OOP that we are going to teach you are encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, and inheritance. Encapsulation. What is encapsulation all about? Encapsulation allows you to hide the implementation details of your class. It is a mechanism in which we wrap the data, which are the variables, and code acting on the data, the methods, together as a single unit. The concept of encapsulation tells the user what does the class do, but do not provide the details to the user how does the class perform. It means you secured your data from the outside world or to the other class para hindi ma-access ng diretsyo. How to achieve encapsulation within a class in Java? First, declare the variables of a class as private. From the word private, naka-hide na ang ating variables at hindi na siya madaling ma-access ng ibang class. Second, constructing the setter and getter methods to set and get the data within the class. Encapsulation has also benefits. It can make class read-only or write-only. Making private variables in a class is read-only, so you cannot change the value. But in write-only, we can use setter and getter, so we can change now the value in a class. It provides you to control over the data. It is a way to achieve data in Java because other class will not be able to access the data through private data members. At ngayon, pumunta na tayo sa ating IDE at ako naman pupunta na sa Netbeans para malaman natin kung paano ito ma-execute. We have file name encapsulation demo. Makikita rito sa ating program na we have created 3 private variables, 2 string type and 1 integer type. The string student name, student school, and integer ID number. Next, we also created a setter and getter method na kung saan ang set student name and set student school ay we are trying to get the value of the name from the main method at kung saan nakastore din ito sa private string variables. And after that, we can now return this value with the help of return keyword through get student name and get student school methods. Lastly, in the main method, we have created an object reference for this class, the student name and student school. This object reference will help us to call the setter and getter methods. In this set student name and set student school, we need to provide the variable value in string type. Kaya, makikita natin dito na we have string type name, Jenelyn, and DCNHS. If we are trying to display these methods, we need to use this method, the get student name and get student school, to return the value. We call ID number from the private variables and put a value. So now, let's try to run this program. We can see the output, student name, Jenelyn, student school, DCNHS, and ID number 12345. This is how you can achieve the encapsulation within the class. And before I end this tutorial in encapsulation, I just wanna give you some tips. If you want to access your private variables into another class, kailangan mong i-public ang setter at getter. And with that, maa-access na siya sa ibang class. And you can also change the value of it. I hope na may matutunan kayo rito. Salamat!
Hello, I am Richard Aquino and I'm back to discuss abstraction in Java OOP or object-oriented programming. So, what is abstraction? As per dictionary, abstraction is the quality of dealing with ideas rather than events. For example, when you consider the case of email, complex details such as what happens as soon as you send an email, the protocol your email server uses are hidden from the user. Therefore, to send an email, you just need to type the content, mention the address of the receiver, and click the send. Likewise, in object-oriented programming or OOP, abstraction is a process of hiding the implementation details from the user. Only the functionality will be provided to the user. In other words, the user will have an information on what the object does instead of how it does. In Java, abstraction is achieved by using abstract classes and interfaces. Pero ang i-discuss natin ngayon is using abstract classes and abstract method. Ang interface is i-discuss na lang natin next time. So, abstract class. A class which contains the abstract keyword in its declaration is known as abstract class. Abstract classes may or may not contain abstract methods. Methods without body. So, yung abstract methods is methods without body. But if a class has at least one abstract method, then the class must be declared abstract. So, ang ating abstract classes, pwede siyang magkaroon ng abstract method, pwede din hindi. Pero pag may abstract method na siya, kailangan na siyang maging abstract classes. So, if a class is declared abstract, it cannot be instantiated. So, ang ating mga abstract classes ay hindi pwedeng ma-instantiate. To use an abstract class, you have to inherit from the other class. Provide implementation to the abstract method in it. If you inherit an abstract class, you have to provide implementation to all the abstract method in it. So, para mas maintindihan natin, maggagawa tayo ng example sa ating Netbeans. So,
A few moments later.
So, here is an example of abstract class. Public abstract class employee. So, meron tayong public abstract class na keyword, then meron tayong mga method. So, itong example natin is wala pa siyang abstract method kasi mamaya natin yun i-example. So, yan, may mga method siya, may compute pay, may mail check, may toString, may get name, may get address, may set address, may get number. So, ito naman is ang abstract demo. So, ito yung main method natin para sa ating abstract method. You can observe that except abstract method, the employee class is same as normal class in Java. The class is now abstract but is still 3 fields and 7 methods and 1 constructor. Mapapansin natin na maliban dito sa abstract keyword na to, itong buong class na ito is parang normal class lang maliban sa abstract class na ito. Meron siyang constructor, meron siyang method, then itatry natin siyang instantiate gamit ng abstract demo. Pero magkakaroon siya ng error. Bakit? Kasi employee is abstract, cannot be instantiated. So, sabi ko nga kanina, ang ating mga abstract class is hindi pwedeng ma-instantiate. So, magkakaroon siya ng error at hindi pwedeng ma-run. Inheriting the abstract class. We can inherit the properties of employee class just like concrete class in the following way. Para ma-instantiate natin, magamit natin yung abstract method. Yan, so para mawala itong error na ito, gagawa tayo ng bagong Java class na mag-inherit doon sa ating abstract method. So, pinangalanan natin tong public class salary. So, extends employee. So, yung ating abstract class na employee ay i-inherit nitong salary na ating public class. Then, papalitan natin yung ating code dito sa ating main method para mag-run siya ng imbis na ang instantiate natin is yung employee, ang i-instantiate natin is yung salary na nag-extend sa employee. So, kapag nirun natin to, makikita natin na wala na siyang error kasi pwede na natin i-instantiate yung salary dahil hindi naman siya isang abstract class. Next is abstract method. If you want a class to contain a particular method but you want the actual implementation of that method to be determined by child classes, you can declare the method in the parent class as an abstract. Abstract keyword is used to declare the method as abstract. You have to place the abstract keyword before the method name in the method declaration. An abstract method contains a method signature but no method body. Instead of curly braces, an abstract method will have semicolon at the end. So, papakita. Declaring a method as abstract has two consequences. The class contained it must be declared as abstract. Any class inheriting the current class must either override the abstract method or declare itself as abstract. Eventually, a descendant class has to implement the abstract method, otherwise, you would have hierarchy of abstract classes that cannot be instantiated. Dito sa ating example, wala tayong abstract method. Pero kung gagawa tayo ng abstract method, madali lang. Punta tayo dito sa ating abstract class. Dito, mayroon na tayong isang abstract method. Pwede din natin itong gawing abstract method by typing the keyword. Then, aalisin lang natin yung laman niya. Then, semicolon sa dulo. So, dalawa na ang ating abstract method. So, kahit ilang abstract method pwedeng mailagay sa abstract class. Yun lang para sa ating abstraction in Java using abstract classes and abstract method.
Ayan. So guys, ang topic natin for today ay ang polymorphism. Ano nga ba ang word na polymorphism? Ang ibig sabihin nun guys ay miniform. So ngayon, back to topic tayo. Gumawa na ako ng code para mas mapadali at mapabilis. So una guys, gawa kayo ng ito guys, class. Gawa kayo ng class guys. Ilagay natin na example ito, bird. Lahat ng nasa loob ng class ay variables at methods. Ngayon ang gagawin natin sa case na to, gawa tayo ng method. Ito guys, ito yung tinatawag na method. Para dito sa bird, ano ang pwede gawin ng bird? Siyempre guys, magkomanta. Kaya nilagay natin siya ng system.out.print. Ito guys, nilagay natin siya ng tweet. Ngayon, pag gumawa na tayo ng bird object, guys, ito yung tinatawag na bird object. Yan. Sa main method, balik tayo dyan. Lalagay na natin siya ng b.sing. So guys, b.
Hello everyone, I am Oliver Rocafor and I am here to introduce you to inheritance. So ano nga ba pumapasok sa isip natin when it comes to inheritance? So an inheritance means acquiring something from a past generation or from a previous generation. So ito naman itatakal natin through Java inheritance. So the Java inheritance can be defined as the process where one class acquires the property, methods, and fields of another. With the use of inheritance, the information is made manageable in a hierarchical order. The class which inherits the properties of others is known as the subclass, derived class or child class, and the class those properties are inherited is known as the superclass, base class, or parent class. The idea behind inheritance in Java is that you can create a new class that are built upon existing classes. When you inherit from an existing class, you can reuse methods and fields of the parent class. Moreover, you can add new methods and fields in your current class also. Inheritance represents the is-a relationship, which is also known as the parent-child relationship. So sa Java, magagamit natin itong inheritance as a means of reusing the previous classes. So ang idea behind this inheritance is that you can create a new class which is built upon sa existing class o yung parent class niya. When you inherit from an existing class, magagamit mo yung methods and fields na galing doon sa parent class. Moreover, pwede rin tayo magdagdag ng methods and fields doon sa parent class natin, doon sa current class na ginagamit din natin. So, next slide. Term used in inheritance. Class. A class is a group of objects which have a common properties. It is a template or blueprint from which objects are created. So, mamaya papakita natin sa program natin kung ano yung class. Yun yung unang-unang nakikita natin kapag mag-type tayo ng program. Next is yung subclass or child class. Subclass is a class which inherits the other class. It is also called a derived class, extended class, or child class. Superclass or parent class. Superclass is the class where a subclass inherits the features. It is also called a base class or a parent class. So yung superclass at yung child class ang magkasama, yun yung is a relationship. Yung parent class, andun yung method na imamana ni child class. Reusability. As the name specifies, reusability is a mechanism which facilitates you to reuse the fields and methods of the existing class when you create a new class. You can use the same fields and methods already defined in the previous class. So, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, pwede sa subclass, magagamit niya rin yung mga methods and fields na galing doon sa parent class. Ang tawag doon, term is reusability. At ang lastly is the extends keyword. Indicates that you are making a new class that derives from an existing class. The meaning of extends is to increase the functionality. So mamaya may papakita akong program na makikita nyo yung word na extends doon sa child class. So ito, may magandang illustration gamit ang Java inheritance. Ito yung basic natin. Sa illustration na to, as displayed in the above figure, a programmer is a subclass and the employee is the superclass. So yung employee, yun yung parent class, at yung programmer, yun yung subclass niya. The relationship between the two classes is programmer is an employee. So ibig sabihin yan, ang programmer ay isang type of employee. Next natin. So ito yung program na yun. So may kita natin sa una, ito yung class. Class employee. At ang next na class natin is yung programmer extends. So ipakita ko dito saglit sa ating Netbeans. I-run ko rin. Ayan. So may kita natin dito sa unang new class natin na yun yung class na may float salary na 40,000. Ito yung parent class. At yung subclass natin o yung child class natin ay itong programmer extends employee. So nakita natin na ginamit natin yung word na extends. Ibig sabihin, dinagdagan natin yung functionality ng parent class or yung program na ito. So ano yung dinagdag natin na functionality nito? Dinagdag natin na idagdag niya yung int bonus niya, so 10,000, at i-display niya yung salary and yung bonus ni programmer. So try natin i-run saglit ito. Ayun. Programmer salary is 40,000 and ang bonus ni programmer is 10,000. So, in-next naman natin. In the above example, programmer object can access the field of own class as well as the employee class, i.e. the code reusability. So, nakita na natin na na-reuse natin yung program galing kay employee. So, next natin, types of inheritance in Java. on the basis class, there can be 3 types of inheritance in Java. There is the single, multi-level, and the hierarchical. In Java programming, multiple and hybrid inheritance is supported through interface only. Ayan, so nilagay ko na rin dito. So hindi na natin itatackle yung multiple at hybrid para hindi na tayo mahirapan. Next slide. Yan. Note that multiple inheritance is not supported in Java through class. When one class inherits multiple classes, it is also known as the multiple inheritance. So ito yung example niya. Class A at Class B, ayun, nabuo na rin sa Class C, nag-inherit sila. At dito naman sa hybrid, nakikita natin nag-inherit din yung Class A, Class B, at Class C hanggang Class D. So hindi natin tatakol yun para hindi na rin kayo malito. Single inheritance example. When a class inherits another class, it is also known as a single inheritance. In the example given below, dog class inherits the animal class. So there is a single inheritance. So, i-run natin itong program na to sa ating Netbeans. Ayan. So, makikita natin na tatlo yung ginamit natin na class. Yung class animal, class dog, extends animal, at yung test inheritance natin, which ito yung i-run natin mamaya. Then, kung makikita natin dito, yung animal class, ito yung parent class natin, which tells us na eat and eating ang i-print out niya mamaya dito. Sa new class naman dito, i-extend niya yung dog class, ay yung i-extend niya yung animal class to dog class at i-display niya yung bark. So dito naman sa test inheritance natin, i-run natin yung program natin. So makikita natin dito, ayan. So nag-run ang ating program at nakita natin na in-inherit ni dog class galing kay animal class yung barking at yung eating galing naman kay animal class. Ito ang single level na inheritance. Next is yung multi-level inheritance. When there's a chain of inheritance, it is known as a multi-level inheritance. As you can see in the example given below, baby dog class inherits the dog class, which again inherits the animal class. So, there is a multi-level inheritance. So, dito sa multi-level inheritance, marami kumbaga. Kaya tawag dito na multi-level. So, itry natin itong program na ito sa test inheritance 2. So, makikita natin dito na 4 yung class natin. Yung animal, baby dog. Nababother talaga ako dito sa baby dog. Dapat tinawag niya dito puppy. At yung dog. Ayan. So, makikita natin ito yung parent class natin. Which parang dun sa unang class natin ay nakikita natin na void eat at i-display niya yung eating. So, kung si baby dog naman or si puppy, imamana niya yung galing kay parent class niya, which is the animal. So, ito, mag-weep. Weeping. Dapat yung lalabas dito. Next is yung dog class. Dog extends animal. At dito sa baby class din pala natin, ginamit din natin yung extend para ma-reuse natin yung functionality niya. At sa dog class naman, lumabas dito yung, ilalabas niya dapat dito yung barking. At i-run naman natin dito sa test inheritance. Weeping, barking, and eating. So, yan. Build successful tayo. So, ito yung multi-level. Ayan. Next, hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance, when 2 or more classes inherits a single class. It is also known as a hierarchical inheritance. In the example given below, dog and cat classes inherit the animal classes. So, there is a hierarchical inheritance. So, testing naman natin ulit ito. Parang ganun din condition sa una natin na multi-level. And so, makikita natin dito, ang parent class natin ay ang animal class. Ang child class naman dito natin ay ang cat. At ang isa pang natin is yung dog. Pero, ang ilalabas na niya dito is yung meowing at eating. Hindi na niya ilalabas itong dog kasi hindi natin siya dineclare dito sa test inheritance. So, ang lalabas lang dapat dito yung meowing at yung eating. So, i-run natin saglit. Ayan. So, sabi ko nga, yan, lalabas yung meowing at yung eating lang yan. Kasi hindi natin dineclare itong dog Java. Pero, nakita natin na hierarchical yung ginawa natin na inheritance. Ayan. Thank you so much guys for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button po. Thank you so much.